Welcome to the NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. I'm your host, Coach Uncle Milt. Let's drop the Coach Milt. Oh, Coach Uncle Milt. I get tongue twisted today. What's up, Joe?
What's going on?
What's going on? Joe is there, and we here, and we had our 81 episode. That's 8-1 and in the books, and it was a big football week and we're going to get into that. Just past a big football weekend, Saturday, Sunday, really big, and we're going to get in that in a minute. We had a guest on, Coach Arthur Koch. We call him Artie Koch, Mr. Basketball, Queen's own Mr. Basketball. He was not able to attend, but he did text me and said we're going to set up a later date. We were waiting here patiently. Hopefully, we get him on a later date. He has a whole encyclopedia of basketball in the past. He coaches a lot of kids that went on to the NBA and college, and he's won a lot of basketball games, champions in the public school and things. So he's tons of basketball knowledge. We want to, bring him on when he can. Hopefully we can get him at a later date and we just move on. Sorry we late today. We had to work that cancellation in and do some other things, and hopefully we can get it out. But this was a big basketball weekend just passed. A big Saturday dynamic game in Brooklyn. The team from Georgia, Rare Breed, came up to Brooklyn, and we had 3 games at the 10U, 12U, and 11U, games. And it went into the order as that, like I just said, the 10U game, where we're gonna talk about the 10U game later on in the show. But let's talk about the Chiefs. They hosted at Canarsie High. I was there on the sideline. I was there in the front. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to start off with the 11U, which was the last game. And it seems 11U, they put up a valiant fight, a very courageous, them guys fought back. They didn't give up. They still was fighting to the end. And just a little bit too much Rare Breed. They brought 44 kids in, and it was a little too much. And I was just looking at it. I'm like, that quarterback, number 4, super, super fast. The whole team is super fast. And the way they were subbing, I kind of feel, like the numbers wasn't with the Chiefs 11U at that time, but they still fought. The score was about 27 if I'm looking to 6. Did they score extra point, like 6 or 7? They only had 1 touchdown, but it was super fast. The only thing that I didn't really care for is and let's get this out the way, because Rare Breed 10 and 11 and 10 and 12, they was Grace's guests. The referee is a little different, but the referee was fair and called it good on both sides. And they was just Grace's guests. The only thing with Rare Breed 11U, okay, you winning, but you just not respecting the referee. Now, every time you went, they scored a touchdown, they was running in the end zone, the whole sideline, and they got a flag for that. Then they took, they was going to bring it back, but they gave them, a warning. That was warning number 1. And then the next warning, they did it. One, I don't know if he was a coach or he was, whatever he wasn't a player, ran into it, threw another flag. And, they gave him a warning. And, I think that they should have got that call, you know what I'm saying? Because if you go places And the first thing you teach your kids or teach anybody is to be a gracious guest, to be on your best behavior. And you're gonna go somewhere, and I mean, you're winning. Okay, it's good. You're winning, great. But I mean, come on, you don't have to do it like that. I didn't care for it, and they got it. And then I think the last touchdown, the touchdown I saw before I left, because I left after that, he threw another flag, and they still gave him a little break. So I'm like, referees, I understand, this game really, I mean, honestly, it doesn't really mean anything. No one's winning, no one's going to no playoffs or Super Bowl. They all, waiting for, a battle invite. At the end of the day, they're just waiting for a battle invite. And me personally, I don't get it. It's kind of like, I don't understand, that the process on having a national schedule, or these guys coming in and they beat this team, they beat that team, and things like that. And I mean, it's hard to judge how good someone is because they haven't played all the good teams in the country. There's teams in the country that they haven't seen. I'm sure that Rare Breed 10U didn't fly up here for 6 points, but they were shocked. They didn't hear nothing about the Dark Knights, but they put it on them. You know what I'm saying? They put it on them, and I'm sure, I mean, even though they squeaked out, but it wasn't as how the game was played. And you got to say, okay, this is Dark Knight. Maybe it's another team that they haven't seen. So I'm like, how can you judge it? It's all popularity to me. If it's all popularity. So when you on Facebook book and excuse me, when you're on Facebook and you got those views and you got people talking about you, and I think it's a little bit of that, because every youth football team in the country can't travel. They don't have the budget to travel, but you don't know how good they are. They brought 44 kids. We don't know, is that the original roster? We don't know. It's question marks. But they played valiantly. They played. I mean, I like the way they looked. They was fast. The quarterback, he was moving. He could throw on a move. He could throw while he moving, and it was beautiful. It's just that you got to understand. I don't know if it's coming from the kids, it's being encouraged by the coaches or parents or whatever. But when you go visit someone and okay, you winning, you successful, be a gracious guest. Don't disrespect the referee. That's all. That's all I got to say about that. But it was what it was. But the game that I like, and it was very, a little bit surprising to me, is that 12U Brooklyn Chiefs. And they got some issues, but this particular game, it was perfect. They played a perfect game for 3.5 quarters. Perfect. Shout out to TJ. He did his thing. The defense held these guys, and it was, held these guys to 0 for 3.5 quarters. And it was like, it was amazing, because you see, the kids are playing and the coaches, doing their thing, and everybody is doing what they're supposed to do on the sideline, is to assist and to help and to support one goal. And it was whatever, the plan going in, it was working for 3.5 quarters. Working. The plan was working, everything, every play, it didn't look pretty, but it was football. It was football. I mean, you got to understand, there's a thousand ways to win in football. 1,000 may be too much, but there's a lot of ways to win in football. And And this was one of those games, my opinion, they could have squeaked out. They could have squeaked out because at halftime you had the whole Red Breed coaches in a huddle. Every last one of them. I don't know who, I seen the 10U coach, the 12, and I guess the 11U coaches was in there and they're going, wait a minute, this ain't going right. And it wasn't going right for them for 3.5 quarters because they was on zero. They was on zero. I feel the time left on the clock was in the favor of the Brooklyn Chiefs, period. The time left on the clock in the fourth quarter was in favor for the Brooklyn Chiefs. And all I hear, someone runs on the field, wink, wink, and say, renegade, renegade, renegade. I thought it was a kid coming in, and I start seeing this direct snap, and I'm like, why are you rushing? Why are you rushing? You're in the league, less than 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and it was no need to rush. You milk that clock. You keep doing what you're doing. Nothing should have been changed. You milk that clock, and there was 2 fast offense possessions that went real quick. It ain't no time got off the clock. And Red Breed came back. Red Breed came back off of 2 quick possessions that the Chief didn't freaking milk the clock. And I'm like, y'all kidding me? Why are y'all changing this thing? I'm on the sideline. You're kidding me? Why are y'all changing? I didn't understand. I didn't get it. It's like one got away from them. And I don't know what, the finger in the point, but everything was going right until that happened. So I feel that at the end of the day, it would have been a close win, or the 3 options: the close win or overtime loss. Close win or overtime loss. And I think it should have been an overtime loss. But it's football, and when a lot of things are happening, too many people is talking instead of saying, wait a minute, hold on, what's the time? What's this? Wait a minute, let's weigh our options. Let's weigh our options. And nothing, it was nothing to change but that. I never got it. I'm like, they could have milked that down and shocked the world. Send them guys back to Georgia. Send that team back to Georgia and say, I don't know, man. But they know the Brooklyn Chiefs. I don't think they might say, oh, we got a coach interview. He said, it's a close game, and sometimes it's like that. No, you just ran up to a team that, yes, it was like that. We don't know there's other teams in the country. We don't know who's in the country that can do that. They ain't play every team in the country. They're only playing teams that can call them out, and some of them teams is just want to get that excitement from the media, so social media. They want to get the praise that we played them. I didn't, we don't know. Team can't travel, they don't have the funds maybe like Red Breed got, can go around the country and and everything. So hey, listen, it is what it is, man. And it was the Chief moment to come out of there at least 1-1. And but other than the day, they know Brooklyn. They know what Brooklyn is about and things like that, and they know what it is. And that let's move on and see what happened. I don't know what's on the next national scheduled date. I gotta look that up, make some calls or whatever, and see what's up next. And but I enjoyed myself Saturday. I enjoyed myself Saturday. I was up and close and seeing it. And we're gonna get some interviews from then I took a couple of interviews, one from Rare Breed coach and a couple of Dark Knight coaches. I'm gonna get into Dark Knight in a minute. We got the big tri-state first weekend. I got the scores. We're gonna run them off, and then we're gonna open up the phone lines. And for some comments, please call 718-717-9618. That's 718-717-9618. We're going to start the phone lines about maybe 9:15 and see how it goes. It's going to be a short night tonight. We had Artie Cox on, but at the last minute, something came up. He had to postpone to a later date. But we're gonna keep moving and come up with. We're gonna take a little commercial break right now. We're gonna come up with the Dark Knights from Jersey and part of it, and then we're gonna get into the big tri-state first weekend and what happened to the game of the week. All right, we'll be back in a moment.
To create a perfect student athlete, you must enhance these attributes: mind, body, and soul. In other words, education, fitness, and nutrition must be a part of your life. And it starts right here at the New York City Youth Sports Initiative.
Here's 5 ways to support NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. 1. Push the subscribe button, like it, and leave a comment. 2. Donation. What you can. It will be appreciated. 3. Promote what you're doing or your kid's achievement in youth sports with our $10 on-the-screen ad spot. $10 per show or $30 a month. 4. Share this podcast show with others on social media. 5. Buy our show's apparel on Amazon.com. Thank you for your participation.
What's going on in sports in New York State, cities, and counties? Place your sports events and games on NY4NY Facebook group page. Advertise what's going on, what you're doing, and tell us where to go. That's NY4NY Facebook group. And remember to only post New York State events. This message is brought to you by New York for New York Youth Sports Organization.
We back, NYCU Sports, Uncle Milt. We back, and I'm going to get into the Dark Knight. Now, I think they're from Weehawken. If I'm saying it wrong, please let me know. Much respect for them, man. I was on the sideline. I enjoyed watching them guys really, really work. Their coaching ability. It was pure coaching ability. Even though they came up short, it was a great defensive effort from the Dark Knight. And you can't ask your defense to keep a team like that on 6 points for 4 quarters, and they did it. And they, it was some missed opportunities on offense, but that's the way it goes. But them kids did not give up. It's usually if the offense ain't running a little bit, the defense, it kind of fills over on the defense. But it didn't do that with these kids. These kids played. And I wish I could have filmed the way those coaches was really coaching up their kids. They were working up a sweat. And it wasn't even hot, but they was working up a sweat coaching. And it was a tight game. And I bet you, I bet you they know them. They know them. They know Weehawk in New Jersey is on the map. He said he didn't know, they called us out, but we didn't know. No, now you know. Now you know. The Dark Knights is something, man. And shout out to Coach Will, Coach Jamie, and the offensive coach. I know, I seen you working. The plays didn't go the way you wanted, but hey, you kept your cool and next play, and made it happen. It's one of those games that it happens, man. It's one of those things that you can't you can't draw it up. I just love how the kids competed, and I know you coaches love how the kids competed, and it's one of those things. Back to the drawing board. Your season starts next week. You're gonna be in Hudson County. That's one of the game of the week too. The battle of the Super Bowl last year. They're gonna be out there. I will have the time and everything for you in a minute. But just to salute to Coach Will and his coaching staff of a good coach game. That rare breed 10U walked out of there scratching their heads. They thought it was gonna be how it was later on that evening. But it wasn't for the two teams, for the rare breed 10 and the rare breed 12. It wasn't that type of game, and it is what it is. But shout out to the kids that's competing and worked hard to make that a great game day for Brooklyn and New Jersey. I don't know. We got some videos for some interviews up yet, Joe? Is he there? I don't know. Joe may have stepped out. Joe, you hear me? I see something moving. Okay. You got anything, Joe? You got anything up? Videos up? You got any videos up? Some interviews, real quick, of the Dark Knight coaches. This is Uncle Milt from the podcast sports show, and we got Coach Pat from the 10U Rare Breed. They came all the way to Jersey. Coach Will, who them Dark Knights?
We the Dark Knights, man.
Hey,
they put a little, Rare Breed put a little light on us today, man. They shine a little light. We gonna go back in the dark and fix it up, man. We gonna be good to go.
Listen, man, I'm proud of your coaching staff. Hats off to the defensive coordinator and his crew. Y'all did an amazing job. They flew all the way from Georgia and got a 6. They expect to put some NBA numbers on y'all, but y'all play hard.
Man. I was trying to hold them from 6. We'll get it together on offense, man.
And this ain't even real. Next week it start. Next week start your season in Big Star State, Big Tri-State.
Hey, Dolphins on the clock.
Very good, man.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Yeah. All right. You got to forgive our timing because Joe is doing this remote. He's in Brooklyn. I'm in Queens. So we're not in our studio. So, our time is a little off. Please understand that. I'm apologize for the delay or whatever. But we played the first coach, right? Joe? Yeah, we played. I think that's the first coach. And we got any more ready? I'm communicating with Joe. And Joe is setting the clip up. It's Uncle Milt from the Youth Sports Podcast Show. I'm with Coach Jamie. Coached up a beautiful defense with Dark Knight 10U against Rare Breed out of Jersey. Even though it was a 6 loss, but that's a perfect game for a defensive coordinator. How you feeling today, Coach?
I feel good. I feel like we missed a couple little plays. Mm-hmm. They made one better play than us, and they got us today. And they were the better team.
Yeah, but you kept it in the realms of winning. and you can't get mad about that.
No, I'm not mad. I appreciate these kids
Yeah.
that came out. Our whole coaching staff, we
Yeah.
worked great together. We got those kids ready this week. It was just that one play got us. We were right there, but I give it to them. They came up, they traveled all night, all the way from Georgia, and they got a hell of a team.
Yeah, but I mean, good coaching, and you had these guys tackling. You had these guys doing whatever they got to keep that number low, so their team can go for the victory. And this is what football is all about.
Yes,
okay, all right, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you too.
You be safe.
Okay. Yeah. All right. See, I don't know if it was twisted. Is one of them was twisted around or it was side. It was the right side up. Yeah. We. I was taping, and Joe told me that it was not. I was filming the wrong side up, and like I told you, man, I'm fumbling the interview, and singing Jersey instead of be singing Georgia. I'm singing Georgia, and Jersey. I'm like, I can't do both, man. I try to do both. I'm like, I try to stay away from filming because, it's like you got to go into something special with filming. But it's what it is, man. It's what it is. We're going to put the interviews up on Facebook when we get it straightened out and get that. But let's move right along. First day, a big tri-state. It was the first week, and we're gonna I'm gonna get into the scores right now, and real quick, and then we're gonna talk about that game of the week at the end, and open up the phone lines in about 15 minutes. I'm gonna run through it, and this was at the Brooklyn Saints field, and the Brooklyn Saints against the Renegades at 10U. The score was 35-zip. Shout out to Coach Angel. It is what it is. I like to see him play those dark nights. I don't know. I'm going to circle that on the calendar when that's going to come up. That's going to be a pretty good game. 8U Renegades and the Saints, 23-13 Saints. 11U Knights Elite came over. 11U 14-0 Saints. 12U Knights Elite 20-0 Saints. It was a all Saint sweep today. Shout out to the Brooklyn Saints, and that's their first week. We got the Brooklyn Steelers here. GA Gladiators went in there at the non-U division. GA won 32-0. That was in Brooklyn. The game, one of the game of the weeks is the Hudson County coming up this week, but Hudson County opened up, and they got a beautiful field out there in Jersey City. They opened up. Non-U Knights Elite. Knights Elite got that one, 12-6. 10U Knights Elite. The Dolphins got that 32-0. Okay, 32-0, and they opened up against those. They open up against those Dark Knights next week. Let's see how that goes. I guess Coach Ike, you got them back on all cylinders. I guess he got those Lamborghinis running together, those kids. 32-0. Wow. I mean, wow. It is what it is. T-Neck. I did T-Neck, and it was 13U. And they played against the Cougars, and T-Net got that one 21-0. And then it was 12U Steelers from Brooklyn. They went out there, and T-Net got that one 12-0. And the next thing was the Hempstead. Hempstead out there in Hempstead, they had some games, and Kazik brother. First it was GA at 7U, and GA won that 20-0. Kazik brothers went out there. Hempstead won that at 8U. Hempstead won that 32-0. And then 11U, shout out to Coach Skeeter. It was an easy walk in the park with him with GA. 21 zip. And then GA 10U, GA got that from Hempstead 20-6. And it gets tricky. It gets tricky. I had to call the league office on this one. According to Big Apple, the 12U, 13U game, it didn't have, it was no lights, and I don't know how you schedule 6 games. What it was, come on, 5 or 6 games and you ain't got no light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 games, and if it don't start on time, you got no life. So it's like a forfeit for the 12U and the 13U. So they got their first loss of the season due to no lights. That's just it's what it is, Warriors. There was at the Warriors. You got the Bombers. Are they gonna do the same thing they do last year? Run through D2, 36-0, and the Bombers on 12U, 28-0. All right, they're gonna run through D2 like it ain't nothing. Kazik got one game out there. Well, it's the same thing. Kazik and it was 8U. Kazik brothers, 8U, nice elite. 7-0. Kazik got that one. It was in Jersey. Then you got the Queens Avengers. The Queens Avengers, and that was that was in Roy Wilkins Park in Queens. You got the Silverbacks at 7U. The Avengers won that 14-0. You got the 8U East Orange Jag went out there. The Avengers won that 32-0. That's the 8U. And then they got the non-U EL Jags went out there. East Orange Jags went out there 42-0. That right? Wow, 42-0. And then the 10U East Orange Jags 13-0. And they won that game. East Orange won that game. Wow. That's another game of the week is the show. Non-U. Last year's playoff game went down to the wire. And that's going to be the other game of the week. It ain't non-U. I don't know, Mike. Mike, you're going to have to get them. I mean, you look good. And we're going to get into that, Coach Mike. They're going to look, let's go and get into that. The show. They look good Saturday. I don't know. You might have to tighten up them helmets on this one. All right. The next one was the show. Let's get that last. We're going to do that one last. Rosedale. We're going to judge it. Rosedale was supposed to be who's the real Jet. Rosedale against Harlem Jets. And who's the real Jet? 7U. Harlem Jets. Harlem Jets got this one 19-6. 9U is another one. Harlem Jets got that one 21-6. 10U, Rosedale got that one 14-0. And then 11U, Rosedale got another one 26-0. And then I see a tie on it. A tie on the 12U. It was a tie. I don't got no score on it, but it was a tie. And 13U, Jets. Harlem won that 32-0 on 13U. All right, then we're going to look at the Harlem Jets 13U. Oh, wow, the 32-0. Man, maybe we got a new 13U on that list we're going to have to add. All right, the Ravens in Rockaway. The 8U Harlem Jets went out there, and the Jets won 12-0. The non-U Saint, they got 2 teams. They got 2 non-U teams. This is the 26-0. Ravens won that. East Orange Jags 12U went out there 26-0. Jags won that one, and it's a 14U 27-0, and the Ravens won that one. And that was at Rockaway, Far Rockaway, Queens. Kings, right? The Kings, Brooklyn Kings. The Bombers went up there 8U. That was a tie. We don't got the score on that one. 11U Bombers went up there at 12-0. Bombers won. and 13U Bombers 20-0 Bombers. So let's go back because they 12U, they 11U. Let's go back here. Where the Bombers at, man? I don't say about 10, 12, 11, and 13. They all win by zip. And no way they should be in D2 next year, Big Tri-State. No way. They're going to run through D2 like they did last year. No way they should be there next year. Brooklyn Bombers. They last year they did the same thing. No way. No way. I mean, you got to move them up because they just running through D2 like it's nothing, you know. And they look good doing it too. So where we at? We just talked about them, vent about the Bombers. I'm ready to move on now. Elmont Bricks, and this is one of those collabs. This is one of those collabs with this was with Big 21. And I think next week UTL got a couple of collaborations with them. Brick City went into Elmont. Is it Elmont? Yeah. Brick City won that 14-6. And Renegades 9U. Renegades won that 13-6. And East Orange Jag at 11U. The Jags won that 13-0. So, you know, that's it. Now we're going to talk about that massacre. We're going to talk about what happened in Staten Island this week. I was out there. The last time I was out there in September, it rained too. And it was a massacre. Let me pronounce the word right. It was a beatdown. Let's forget that. I ain't going to try to get cute. It was a beatdown, top to bottom. It was a beatdown, top to bottom, and it's what it is. It's a beatdown, top to bottom, and I'm Sally because I'm a Bulldog, and I'm Sally to say what I got to say it because I got to, you know, it's the media, and it is what it is. Let me just get the papers together, and I got to get it out there. First the Rifles played the Long Island Renegades, and the Rifles got that one at 10U division, 6-0. Now I went to the Bulldogs, 8U, pretty close game, 13-6. You know, they got some easy adjustments to do. You know, that sideline situation, they got to handle that, and I think they be good. Okay, this one it looks kind of like 9U. 9U 20-0, and you know, and then the game I saw, it was a little close, 14-12. I mean, you know, it's got some adjustments to do. We all know, you know, some of these teams got 10-year-olds on, so they combined them. You know, the show combined a little bit of the 10U and 11U together, as well as the Bulldogs. So, you know, this was an evening match type of thing. Let's see how they play now. 12U, not a good day, 34-7. And the game of the week was the Bulldogs 13U. And it didn't look pretty. It didn't look pretty at all. 27-0. And it just didn't look right. I didn't feel right. I'm looking at it now. I never said who's going to win or lose. But I was one of the people that said the Bulldogs look good in the lunge pail positions. Okay? Now, when I mean lunge pail, I mean they look like they should be able to block and tackle. You know, I'm just going to say, you know, that O-line and D-line did not look very good. I mean, they was being pushed around like they was, you know, blocking sleds. And I'm like, you know, they was just getting pushed up the field and up front. And, you know, I'm seeing big guys that been there. I mean, okay, they a little bit heavy, but they've been there for a few seasons now, and they're being turned around like a top, like spinning around like a top. And I'm like, whoa. It's no way. This is, I'm not looking at this. I don't believe I'm looking at this. And I know it's kind of difficult. And they was trying to be coached up and things, and it's, I'm gonna say it like this, because I'm a bulldog, so I wanted to say something, and I have to stay neutral, but I'm gonna say this: they got pieces that look the part, and maybe they need to go back and find out what those kids can give them and coach that. Very easy, very simple. It's a lot of, they don't have, they don't this, and they don't have that, and they from this, and they come from this family, and this, that. Yeah, I understand, man. I understand. They here now, man. That's what's in the pot. That's what's in the pot. Now you're gonna have to make that. You're gonna have to make that look and it smell a little bit better. You gotta add something, or well, it's nothing to add, but you're gonna have to make what's in the pot smell and look a little better. You know what I'm saying? It can't look like that. Let's see what happens. Maybe they was overwhelming. It was the lights, it was the rain. I don't make no excuses now. I mean, come on. It didn't look good up front. It didn't look good in the trenches. I see what Coach Dre is trying to do. And he can't do it if he don't have the people in the trenches. And then we not asking for a lot. We just, your guys look right size, and it's very easy in football. It's blocking and tackling. And if you can't do that, you can't do nothing at all, period. That's got to be told to them, and not yelled at them, not embarrass them, not put them down and stuff. It's got to be told to these guys that's playing, so they can make individual assessment of themselves. And the question is this: what can I bring as an individual player to this team to make it better? What? And make, like Dion said, make practice a purpose, not just sitting in 2 hours. I got to accomplish something in practice, because that's got to happen if you're going to play this game. So let's see what happens, man. I'm not writing them off. They're going to get a couple of games, but, they look, well, they got to catch up the way they look. Let's say it. Let's say it that way. I don't want to say, if they was on a used car lot and they was used cars, they look really good. But when you start them up, some might be lemons and some may need a little work. Some will be polished over here and stuff like that. But that coaching over collectively at the Bulldogs got to figure it out and get them right. And that's what I'm going to say. And that's it. And if I'm wrong, call me up and challenge and talk to me. I'm going to open up these phone lines and talk to me about it. 718-717-9618. We're going to open it up after this break. And it is what it is, man. It is what it is. What are you going to do? That's the first week of Big Tri-State. Let's go to this break. We'll be back. Open up the phone line.
To create a perfect student athlete, you must enhance these attributes: mind, body, and soul. In other words, education, fitness, and nutrition must be a part of your life. And it starts right here at the New York City Youth Sports Initiative.
Here's 5 ways to support NYC Youth Sports Podcast Show. 1. Push the subscribe button, like it, and leave a comment. 2. Donation. What you can. It will be appreciated. 3. Promote what you're doing or your kid's achievement in youth sports with our $10 on-the-screen ad spot. $10 per show or $30 a month. 4. Share this podcast show with others on social media. 5. Buy our show's apparel on Amazon.com. Thank you for your participation.
What's going on in sports in New York State, cities, and counties? Place your sports events and games on NY for NY Facebook group page. Advertise what's going on, what you're doing, and tell us where to go. That's NY for NY Facebook group. And remember to only post New York State events. This message is brought to you by New York for New York Youth Sports Organization.
Yeah, we back. Listen, we just launched that big tri-state video we made for tri-state. I want to know if how everybody like it. I know the people at big tri-state like it. I want to see the fans out there like it and tell us how we feel. The phone lines is now open, but I'm going to talk about the games coming up this week at big tri-state. And if you like the video, call us up. Phone lines are open now, 718-717-9618. Call us up if you want to comment about anything, about this week games, about what I just said or whatever. Call us up. Let us know. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, call on the show. Don't see me on the sideline somewhere and say, Milt, why you say this? I'm gonna annoy you. No, you call up on the show. Let me know how you feel, man. Tell me that. Tell me how whatever comments I made or whatever, And so let's go. Saturday is the 17th. Oh, we got our first call. All right, hold on. We got our first call. What's up?
What up, Milt?
What's going on, man? Hold on. Let me set you up and make sure I got my vocals up. Hey, Jay, what's going on? This is Jay for the Phenomenal Mike and Jay. How you doing, man?
What up, Milt?
Yeah, how you doing? Your 12 you look very, very good this week.
I appreciate that, man. We still got some work to do, man.
Y'all just put come on, Jay.
We still got work to do, man.
Jay,
Listen, man.
Jay.
They said New York don't play football, man. So,
Jay.
Work to do. You got some work to do, man.
Jay, you being modest, man. You put that malicious beat down on my Bulldogs.
That was crazy.
Say, come on now.
It was a good day of football, man.
It was for the show. It was. It rained. It rained on the Bulldogs. Let's say that. It's the first week.
Listen, man, the Bulldogs back in big tri-state. It was a fun day of football. You know, the Bulldogs family.
Yeah.
So, you know, we had fun all day. Every game.
Yeah.
It was good games. All games. You know.
Yeah, it
So
was.
fun,
It was good to watch from the other side of the field.
The stands is packed. You know,
Yes, it was.
Happened out there. It was all love.
Yeah,
it was raining. The stands were still packed.
Yeah, they ran out of food.
They ran out of food.
They ran out of food and everything.
That's a good thing, man.
Very good thing. Very good thing. Very good thing. I didn't know. I didn't know that 13U was. I didn't know. I didn't know.
We don't talk unless we being talked about.
Yeah, but
You know?
I didn't know it was going to do that to us like that, man.
I mean, Jamaica, like honestly speaking, I like how Jamaica looked on that 13 level.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to upset a lot of teams.
Well, yeah.
They're going in the right direction.
Yeah. Okay. You know, they got some things to do, man. They got to lick them wounds and
get. How you started, how you finished.
Yeah, and get them big kids, you know, doing something. I guess, right?
I'm seeing you everywhere. You really outside.
Yeah, this year I'm gonna make a effort to try to do, you know, go places. Yeah, I don't know. I'm fighting. Should I go to Jersey this week or go to the Avengers? What do you think?
I mean, I'm gonna say go to Avengers because, you know, we're gonna be there, but you know, that Jersey game is gonna definitely
that Jersey
is gonna definitely be good. I mean, it's a rematch of the championship last year in the non-U level.
I was out there. Shout out to Coach Ike and what's the other guy? Coach Myron. I was out there and I went to one of their first game of the season and it was the Broncos, right? That was what's the name? North something Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went out there and it didn't look good, but I'm telling you right now, I was on the sideline of those dark nights, man. Come on, I don't think nobody can beat them, man.
I mean, they
definitely, man. I mean, they got the coaching staff, and they're for real.
I mean, they definitely. That team is definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah,
they're doing a good job over there. You know.
So I'm like,
their 11 is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, their 11 is pretty good.
Yeah, because they was on 11-yard. I didn't see them yet, but the thing is this:
the 11 went to play the City Lake Raptors, and they gave them. It was a good game at first, and then you know it was about 2 touchdowns, but the score don't dictate the game. It was a pretty good game.
Yeah, I didn't have to. I'm going to see them soon in the season, but I saw, you know, the two teams, the Hudson County 10U and the Dark Knights 10U, and you know, Hudson County won this week. 32-0. So I guess they won. 10U won. They play East. They play Knights Elite. So
it should definitely be a good game.
Yeah.
Should definitely be some fun.
Yeah.
But, yo, listen, man. I spoke to Tyrone Franklin. I saw some things he showed me. It's gonna be big, man. Rutgers and the hardware that they get and all that stuff is crazy, bro.
Yeah. We gotta admit, Big Tri-State is going into the right direction. And I'm pleased to work with them, you know, on what I can do and to help out and things like that and work with these guys. And because I'll be honest with you, and I want to throw this question to you, Jay. Should it be because, you know, this question with D1, D2, should it be a dominant D2, a dominant D1 actually league? But all the D1s in the city play together in one league.
I mean, but this is the question I always ask, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know what teams are D1 and D2?
All right, let's do it this. All right, let's do it this way.
Yeah.
Let's do it this way because this is what happens. Like who raised their hands to pledge? Let's go. Let's do it that way. Like they got the option. They look.
Right?
Yeah.
Jamaica Bulldogs, right? They
Yeah.
had one bad week. Are
Mhm.
they considered a D2 or D1 team?
Well, they pledged D1. You know, that's what the.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they're not. They had a bad week. You know what
I
I'm saying?
mean, Jay, where they came from, a good option probably would have been to go into the D2, where they came
I
from.
don't think so. I think Jamaica as a program is going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, but it's where they came. It's where they came from. You're throwing away where they came from.
I mean, I don't know. I can't say that because I don't.
So when I'm saying no, if you judging it, it's like, I mean, you know, it's gonna be more teams here in Big Tri-State that's gonna challenge than where they came from. We just talking about numbers.
Okay.
We just talking about numbers. I mean, you play the show, then you got to play. What's they playing next week? The Bulldogs are playing. If I'm look at it real quick, you know,
The Bulldogs are playing. I'll tell you right now.
yeah, I'm looking at it.
Tell you right now. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, who they playing next week? I think Renegades. I think is it the Renegades?
The Bulldogs are playing. They are playing the Renegades.
All right, they're playing the Renegades, right?
Yep.
And third week they playing. If I looked at it real quick, I got it up here on the screen. Let me get it.
Next week, third week.
Third week. I might have
I mean,
it.
that's winnable. It's winnable games. Like you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah, but I'm saying the level of teams, and then before anybody call me up and say I'm comparing this from that one, I'm saying the consistent level of teams that ready to play, that got all the divisions and everything. So I'm saying like this. The answer to the question you answered about D1, D2, we don't know. We don't know. But if you want to go at it, go ahead. You don't know. This is just the first game. We don't know what's going to turn out. We got 6 more games left. So that's what you feel. You raise your hand and say, I want to challenge as D1 at D1.
I mean, at the end of the day, right? Everybody should play everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody put their skills aside and everything and make it about the kids.
Well, the thing is that it's going to be one product that's going to be extraordinary, and it's going to be the other product struggling. So the deal is this. If that's if everybody's over here, like, you know what I'm saying, and it's no reason if you want to get some type of competition, if you want to be competitive, you're going to have to go over there to play. You're going to have to go where everybody's at. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't matter what league it is. It's just that who is servicing you the best and who's got games and where it's going to be more competitive so I can challenge my kids.
Some people don't want to be challenged, though, no?
Well, I mean, that's different than you stay where you at. Then you can't really talk. If you don't want to be challenged, you got to be quiet. You got to be, Milt. A couple of people told me, we under the light, Milt. No, nobody's under the light. We watching everything. I'm watching everything. I see the comments. I see you talking. But why are you over there talking? Yeah,
At the end of the day, right? Whatever league the kids is in, man, the long day off the streets, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, that's what,
We can't compare, it's like comparing apples and oranges. So can't compare leagues.
No, I'm saying what Big Tri-State is doing, right? What Big Tri-State is doing, right? once they figure out how to get the Connecticut factor in, they're going to be in 3 states. Let's say they're in 2 states right now. And everybody that's coming to play is quality teams. If you agree or not agree?
I agree. There's some good competition over here.
It's quality teams. So the deal is this: if you got somewhere if you're going somewhere and say, "Damn, these are some teams over here," I got to go over here. Now the thing is with the D1 and D2 situation it's assessing what you got, assessing those divisions and say, okay, listen, I think I better stay over here because it looks a certain way over there, and until I can build back up. But if you got those teams, and you know what I'm talking about, those teams saying that they this, they that, why are you over there? You got to come over here and improve it. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
what do you think about that?
We have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? We have this conversation every year, dude.
Yeah, I know.
What it is, man. Like I said, listen, there's no competition with leagues and none of that stuff. Kids off the streets.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean that's the safe question. That's the safe question. I like to keep it sports. I like to keep it youth sports. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't really report it.
I get what you're saying, though.
You know, I don't report on what happens. You know, whatever. If it's in youth sports, I report about it. But that's somebody else's job to say what goes on and what the kids do in their home and what the kids do in their street. It's a sports activity in their life. Any sports activity in life, team sport activity in life is a good way to because all kids got to be scheduled at some time. Kids that's not scheduled nowhere to go, then they leave themselves up and get in trouble. But those who is, and we dealing with parents that has the resources enough to come here. But I hear the comment about getting kids off the street. We don't. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of kids that can't afford to play this game, and they on the street. So most of our parents is working class parents, and they can afford, and they got the resources to get their kids in a proper program, a sports program, so it could take up some of the time of their day. So they don't have to have idle time.
I'm pretty sure that there's organizations out there. I can say mine, for example. If you don't got the money, it's not about that. It's keep kids off the street.
Yeah,
it's bigger than football.
But what I'm saying, I'm not.
We're raising young men and young women. You know what I'm saying? They got one day they're gonna be working class citizens here. They're gonna have families and everything. So it ain't about money. You know what I'm saying? It's not about money. It's putting the kids in the right direction.
No, what I'm saying to you about the comment of getting kids off the street, you're not the only one say it. A lot of people say it when they can't answer questions. The deal is this: I'm saying that how many kids that you actually getting off the street? Most of the kids they come with their parents, and their parents pay a fee and they pay for that equipment. The kid that's on the street, right, that can't afford it, you don't see him. They playing basketball.
So let me ask you a question, right? Every program got them kids that you just know, like, all right.
Very few.
This kid needs this right here.
Yes, very few.
If you don't have this right here, then he's not going to be going in the right direction. She ain't going to go in the right direction.
I mean,
so that's keeping the kid off the street. So
but no.
Practice,
all right, go ahead.
Figure this, right? You practice 2 hours, 3 hours a week. 3 hours, 4 hours a week, whatever. And then you got games. They do what you do all day on a Saturday or Sunday. That's less hours there in the street doing something crazy or trying to get in trouble or hurting themselves.
What kids are we talking about? That we getting off the street?
I just said there's kids in programs that you just know that they just need football. They need something. They need this football.
All right. So we talking about single parent homes that they need. What are we talking about?
Parents. It could be regular parent. It could be a wife or husband together. It could be anybody.
So no, I'm saying we talking about a poor kid or a kid that in a single parent home family. What are we talking about? What kid do we talk?
Any kid can have issues. You can have kids that has both parents, but they still can have issues.
I think that's a different.
Right?
I think that's a different story. That's what. No, I think. Listen, I may be getting it wrong, but I think that's a different story. Now, when you got a kid that you gotta, you want them to be more social, you want them to get a little physical activities. You bring them to football or baseball or basketball, or whatever, soccer, whatever. And like when people say getting kids off the street, I'm assuming they talking about trouble kids that get in trouble and just like that. The kids that come here, kids that come to football. I'm
gonna ask you this, right?
Yeah.
You ever lived in the projects?
Who?
You ever lived in the projects?
Yeah. I'm in the project now.
So when you in the projects, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel when you're in the projects? What's your goal when you're in the project?
When I was a kid, I grew up in Brownsville Project. When I was a kid, it was a little better because it was the early 70s and their programs was a little better. And like we had better sports programs and things like that. It wasn't a lot of money, but they figured out a way. It was more money for social issues, and it spilled on to, and it wasn't expensive. You know what I'm saying? I played basketball. I played football, one practice, and I just never came back. And I went to basketball, so it's different. Now, I live.
The reason why I'm asking you this question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is because when you grow up in the projects and everything,
mm-hmm.
you want to get out of there, right? When you get older, you plan to get out of there and live your life and don't worry about all the extra stuff, extra activities in there, right?
I'm saying the kids.
So the projects in the hood is only fascinating to people that never lived there. Think about that.
No, I'm saying
when you live there, your whole goal is to get out. The people that never lived there, it's fascinating to them, like, oh, this, and this, that. But at the end of the day, so you can't say a kid that has both parents in their life is different from a kid that has a single parent or whatever.
It is different. It is a difference. No, two family homes are all different than one family home.
There's some kids that's more entitled and more disrespectful with two parents in the house. Because they feel entitled.
Jay, we going off into another direction. Let me explain something to you. Let's go back to the Let's go back to the.
You're saying kids. You acting with kids.
No, I'm saying. So
kind of
no, I'm saying we talking about project kids.
I'm just saying. I'm just giving you a.
These are the kids we talking about, project kids, right?
We're talking about kids in general.
All right.
We're talking about kids in general.
Well,
I would just give you a point.
All right.
Because you said single parent. Said single parent homes and all this other stuff. I'm telling you, like, it doesn't matter if the kid is a single parent home or whatever. Certain kids just need football. It doesn't matter what kind of house.
But I'm trying to find what kids are they talking about that's keeping it off the street. What type of kid is that? Is it a project kid they talking about, or is a kid that got a working class home? Well, what kids are they talking about? Kids that got resources, they got Xboxes and stuff like that. What kind of kid we talking about?
By the way, the majority of kids that live in single parent homes, those are not the kids that really get.
But I seen kids that do need some type of activity in their life. I live in Queensbridge.
And those are the kids that you can take off the street.
No, nobody reached those kids.
How do you say that nobody reached?
I'm just telling you, nobody reached them.
Everybody.
You have a few. You have a few. Joe.
Exactly. So if you don't.
Jay, you have no. I'm saying it's not what. Listen, the point I'm saying is this, Jay. They say kids off the street, and I say, what kind of kid is that you keeping off the street? Because I seen kids that's in the hood, that's in the project right now. Nobody's reaching them.
That's not true, though. That's not true.
Not as much as they should.
You can't say that, though. That's not true. That is not true. You can't say that.
How many kids you have on the show? On Staten Island Hurricanes? Huh?
You have 150 kids.
Yeah, 150 kids. Out of 150 kids, how many is hardship?
How many is hardship?
Yeah.
I can't tell you that because I don't do that.
All right. So But
It's not my
what
top.
kind of kid? What kind of kids are we talking about? If we talking, we have to get a category. If it ain't poor kids, right? That can't afford the sport, that need it, that need an activity.
That's a bad choice of words. Okay.
Well, I'm trying to prioritize it. Please excuse Uncle Mill. I'm not trying to. No, I'm saying poor kids. If it ain't poor kids that we're talking about, I just want to know what kind of kid we're talking about. And now, there's a lot of kids in youth football has single parent homes. Their mother works, right, at most part, and they put their kids here as an activity. Now, do you agree? Do you agree in youth football as a whole? There's more single parent women, single parent mothers than two parent homes, two parents.
There's more mothers at the game than men, yes.
Yeah, there's more single parent mothers at the game than the mom and dad. In our neighborhood, in our culture. Do you agree?
But you know, right? That I even debate that word. Maybe like a single parent.
What do you debate? What do you call it?
You're not a single parent if the parent is helping you. If you're not with the person that you had the child with, that don't make you a single parent. That makes you yourself single. Not a single parent.
I'm not. Jay, I'm not.
So you're not a single parent.
Jay, I'm not getting into the politics, what we call it. I'm saying to you, agree or not agree, there's more single mothers in youth football. In youth football. We're not going to talk about basketball. I'm talking about youth football. You've been around it longer than I have. That's yes or no?
I mean, yes, there's a lot of women. There's more
Yeah. And the ones that, and so if we talking about those kids, I just want to prioritize what kids they talking about getting off the street, because these are working class mothers that decide to say, no, I don't want my kid on the street. I'm gonna put them into this sports activity right here, and here's the money. So what kids are we talking about? Now, I didn't want to talk about this, but I hear a lot of people say this when you ask them difficult questions and stuff. Not you, Jay, but a lot of people say that when they say, well, what do you do here as a coach when the kid comes? What do you do? We teach them football. We teach them football, the discipline of playing in the game, the discipline of playing on a team, and the discipline on playing in the game. This we teach them, and his life disciplines. It's life lessons. It's life lessons, So if you want to say that, they say, no, we got young men that we are preparing them to in different aspects of life and in a game situation, in a game, overall. So I just like when they say that, we keeping kids off the street, and I'm like, what is that? How many kids do you go into a neighborhood and see kids on the street? They don't got equipment. They don't got money. They don't got nothing, parents don't care. And are you getting those kids by the abundance, by a lot? That's what I'm talking about. That's why I like to leave that alone, because that's a social thing. Some people bring it up, but But thanks, Jay.
I commend everybody that donates their time to coach.
Yeah, that's a whole different topic now.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, keeping kids on the street, because if it wasn't for them coaches and team moms and everybody else, the ship wouldn't run. You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't. It's a family situation.
At the end of the day, when it's a common goal, the common goal is about the kids.
Yeah, I mean, the kids that pull up, and the kids that's available, that you recruit or whatever. We go and every year and recruit kids and things like that. But that's it. But I just don't.
Football season starts with something in March or the February start doing training. Yeah. From February all the way to December. So they with their coaches is like another like your family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So think about that.
Yeah.
From February all the way to December, you get to keep a kid with you and monitor them, and they're not out there doing anything crazy.
Yeah. You know,
Everybody different environments. Different environments. And the goal is not to make them products of their environment. Make them a product in their environment.
We just one of the people who's chipping in and helping the whole situation. It's like, what do they say? The old saying is the tribe raised the kid. You know what I'm saying? Everybody chip in and kind of mold the kid a certain way. But like I said, you know, it's a different thing when you're saying we getting the kids off the street. I think we should all leave that out of our vocabulary. It's a different thing. I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be said anymore. To nobody really should say it. You know, that right there, I have to question it. Like, what kids you talking about? You know, it's just that we work with the kids that's available to us. How about saying that? And
I mean, the kids are available to you if you go out and recruit too.
Yeah, I'm saying the kids that's available to you. That's recruiting too. That's recruiting too. And that's it, you know. Thanks, Jay, man. I appreciate it. Where you go? Oh yeah, y'all going to man, I get the paper. Where y'all going?
We're going to Nights Elite.
Y'all going night?
Dark Nights.
Y'all going to Dark Nights? Y'all gonna be home again or in Jersey?
We're going to Jersey.
Okay.
We get to watch that game too with the game of the week after we played before, so get to watch that game a little bit.
I know the Avengers. Some of them going to the Avengers, right?
Yeah, we're going to 8 and 9. You going to the Avengers?
You got the list in front of you?
I have the list in front of me, but I didn't know my team's schedule. So.
Oh, you don't know yours? Let me see. I got this in front of me. I got this. This in front of me. We were supposed to do that, but we going in late. I didn't want to go into 10 o'clock, but it's what it is. We was late today. We had a basketball story today, but he'd be back. You know, something came up, and we're gonna reschedule that and get that back on the show and stuff. I just don't know. I was looking up that show.
I have all the stuff tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll do the picks tomorrow, so I have all that tomorrow.
Y'all gonna do the picks and everything? Yeah. Yep. And tune in to Mike and Jay, Phenomenal Mike and Jay tomorrow. They're gonna be doing the picks.
Won't you come on tomorrow?
No, I'm staying away from that. I'm staying away from them picks. I'm not good at it. And you know, I can't take that pressure when people say you picked against us. I'm like,
Listen, it's all fun. Listen, it's all fun and games. Listen, the kids have fun with it. You know, the parents have fun with it.
Yeah, I got it.
Personal man is just, you know, listen, I pick against my own time. Like at the end of the day, it is what it is.
There's a lot of pressure, man. There's a lot of pressure when you pick wrong. Yeah,
listen, we ain't perfect. If we all knew who was gonna win, we would all be like millionaires.
Yeah, but you know they want to. You know, you're right. I'll be playing that mega, what Powerball and that is up almost. It's big now. I don't even know. It's over 100 million.
Yeah, listen, man. Like I said.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good week too.
Yeah, good week too.
Interesting, some good matchups.
Yeah.
And we got some teams gonna bounce back. Some teams might
get
in the hole and in trouble. But you know.
Did you see?
So far, so good.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the video?
Yeah, the video is pretty dope.
You like it?
Yeah, it's pretty dope. Yep.
You know, shout out. I tried.
Next time you come to Staten Island, I got you with a plate.
Jay, I'm on a diet though, but don't mess with me. I be cheating on the weekends. I've been cheating on the weekends though. No, I've been cheating and working it out. I'm walking 25 minutes a day. And Uncle Milt date on his weight, he lost about almost a little over 30 pounds.
Let's do it. I'll join you. I'll join you. We'll motivate each other.
Yeah. So I'm doing it in my pace. That's the deal. I don't want no trainers or nothing. And I'm doing it in my pace. I'm just getting ready for my big day with the doctors and do this other procedure, and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on the right track and everything. So healthy, I'm on borderline of everything. So they say just saying, Uncle Milt, listen, man, you could be boom, 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 but the pandemic, I put on a couple of pounds, man. So I'm trying to get back to where I was post pandemic and see what happens after that and do what I got to do. But
man, you can do it, man.
yeah, I've been cheating. I didn't eat this week, and I was surprised. I didn't eat this week. It was a reason why I got a budget. So it wasn't reason at the Brooklyn Chiefs. I need my receipt. The Brooklyn Chiefs, I need my receipt, man. I'm telling you, I run a nonprofit business. Every sports dollar that I spend, it's being right off. So I need my gate receipt, huh?
So you crazy.
I keep telling people I'm not paying, man, for real. I'm doing a service. No, because I gotta write. You can give me a receipt. I gotta write it off. Everything is a donation, right?
Yeah, it's a donation.
It's a donation, man. Give me my receipt. I'm definitely writing that off. That's the podcast going right into the podcast treasury budget. So I usually hit up the concessions when I go. Wherever I go, I spend a certain amount on the concessions and things like that. We got to start supporting our concessions, man. Find a way to support the concessions. Some of these organizations needs the bread. They needs the bread so they could take, that's another story. They could take the ease off the parent. That's another story. But let me get out of here, man. Jay, thank you, man.
Everybody know. Are you coming to Florida this year?
I was invited. I was invited. I'm gonna pay for my plane ticket. But if anybody got a room to put Uncle Mill up for a week, call me up. I didn't work on where I'm staying, but I'm gonna buy my plane ticket to come down. I'm gonna do a show down there too. I'm gonna do a New York show down there, and it's gonna be, we're gonna live stream down there as a New York show, huh?
You're gonna do what you're doing, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the budget, man. I'm trying to get the budget so I can do amazing things. I'm trying to get, we need those ad dollars in. We need those donations in. This thing don't run by itself. The well is getting dry, and we do need help. We got apparels to buy. If you can't donate, buy our shirts. And then, that's a donation. Everything you're going to get is a cash receipt, going to get back to you as a donation, even our ads. All our ads are going to be a cash donation receipt given to you. So if you feel like, just like I put the ad out, donate your ads. You got businesses out there, put it there. When we do our live stream, we got 2 basketball games this next week. Donate an ad there. We're going to be live streaming some basketball games, and that's it. And hopefully we come around and we could do a football game. I know I've been promising, but the check is still in the mail.
Yeah, get you on the show, man. You gotta come on tomorrow, man. Do some predictions too.
I'm gonna try, man. I'm gonna see what can happen, man. I just can't take that pressure. Kid looking at me. Yo, what's up with Momo, man? Mike's son.
Oh, Momo's playing football at HBCU. He's in Arkansas right now, so he's doing good.
Yeah, no, with the little one, I mean, not Momo, the little one.
Oh, Makai?
That's what's his name?
Yeah, he scored 3 touchdowns the other day.
Yeah, he was bothering the hell out of me yesterday. Shout out to what is it, Makai?
Yeah.
Makai, shout out to him, man. Listen, Uncle Milk didn't mean to say anything bad about that 9U, man, but it slipped out in what it was. I didn't want to, I didn't think Mike was going to clip me and show it to the kids now. And so I got to watch out what I say about them, but he was putting me in my place, following me around and said, what you going to say next week? You won, and you had 3 touchdowns. Let's shout out to Makai, right? For 9U show. He did his thing, and he did his thing, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens next week with with those Queens Avengers. It seems like they're gonna be the king of the lower divisions. 8, 9, 8, 9. They got it banging over there.
Yeah, that should be some good games, man.
Yeah, you see their video, like how they D-line was. I'm like, oh man, that was 8U.
Yeah,
we watching.
Awesome.
We watching, man. See what
Doing a
happens.
good job over there.
But
Coaching going on over there. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it should be very fun. I'm curious to see how the playoffs are going to shape up.
yeah,
And see what teams in the end, turn over a new leaf.
Yeah.
And just really, go on a run.
yeah. I'm let's see, man. I got, a couple of things to do tomorrow. I gotta peek at that schedule and see if I can pick out some good picks and, probably text them into you guys.
All right, listen, man. We there, man. We'll be live tomorrow.
Yeah, you can say, texting into you guys and go, just don't say, no, we got something for Uncle Nate. No, I didn't say it. You see me say it? You didn't see me say it.
Get out of here.
All right, man. Let's get out of here, man. I didn't want to stay to 10, but we started off late. Just like I said. Thanks, Jay.
No doubt.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. That's Jay. Phenomenal Mike and Jay. They on tomorrow with the predictions, with the predictions of Big Tri-State. And it's all about what's going on in youth football in NYC, inside the city and county. We be here next week with another show. Let's see what happens. A lot of things coming. We got a basketball tournament that's coming up on the 26th and 27th of next week. And we be out in Roy Wilkins Parks doing our thing with Coach H and his tournaments. And, we'll be talking about that on Facebook about where we're gonna be. Just like I said, we got a fly out there about our advertising space that's available on our sports network. Watch the youth channel. Please look at it. Anybody that wants to talk about any kind of product placement or product endorsement, hit us up, at 718-717-9618. And they got my private telephone. Hit me up. We can work something in. We all about trying to promote, things that's going on in youth sports. And call us up, man. Anything that, they want to promote, sell, or whatever on this platform, let us know. We're going to get it out there. But, understand that, it's a little cost involved. We're not expensive, but we needed to keep it going. So back to Joe, take us out of here, man. Show that video again going out. Nice video, a Big Tri-State. We donated to them, and we gladly be working with them this year of promoting their games and things like that. All right, see you next week. Uncle Miller's out.